Perfect. Okay, so we are actually now recording. So, like I said a moment ago, my name is Lisa Swain, and I'm the Director of Customer Experience here at Teamzy. If you get nothing else away from tonight, I would like for you to take away my personal contact information so that you know you always have a resource. If you're thinking, I'm not tech savvy, or I just don't remember what she went over, it's okay. I want you to know that you can always pick up the phone and give me a call or send me a text message or even send me an email. It's up to you. So stay tuned. I will share all of that direct contact information for you after our brief presentation. Okay, so if you're just jumping on the call, we're going to do setup, we're going to jump into power hours, and then we're going to talk about how you can really maximize on your follow-ups in Teamzy. All right, after I cover all of that, I'm going to open up the floor to questions that you all may have. I do see the Q&A flashing, so I'm going to check that really quickly before we get started, but know that you can utilize that area to actually jot down questions as I'm presenting. So if you have specific questions or challenges or anything that you'd like me to cover in real time, hang on to those or jot them down in the Q&A section. All right, so without further ado, let me share my Teamzy screen. Alrighty guys, so you should be looking at my Teamzy dashboard now. Like I said, feel free to jot down your questions in the Q&A section. Should be right or left of your screen depending on the browser that you're using. All right. So before I jump in, I want to make sure that everyone on the call knows that they have access to a free 30-day trial of Teamzy, okay? So whether you're just considering it by, from a peer review or a colleague that told you you have to try it or check it out, know that you have a free 30 days, okay? No credit card necessary. You get to just sort of jump into the system and really hit the ground running. So get in there and get your free 30-day trial. My first tip of the evening is to really use the 30-day trial. It's the only way to know if it's the right tool for your business. In all of my years of working in business coaching, which is what our background is here at Teamzy, we've realized that no two people do business the same. No two small business owners are the same. So find out whether this tool works for your particular dynamic. And I'm hoping that after tonight, I'm able to answer some of those questions and just sort of bring it full circle for you. Alrighty, without further ado, I promise we're gonna get into it. Let's start by talking about setup. All right, so whether you have jumped into Teamzy, you've already started, to take a bite out of that apple of setting up your Teamzy, not to worry. I'm gonna give you a couple tips, even if you have to go back. I can walk you through some of the different things that you can do to kind of keep that as painless as possible. Okay, so we're gonna start by accessing our setup wizard. If you're just jumping into the system for the first time, it's basically gonna be the page that welcomes you to Teamzy. If you've been clicking around, familiarizing yourself, not to worry. You can get back to your setup wizard in the upper right-hand corner. You've got a little wheel, so you're gonna click there and come down to setup wizard. Okay, our setup wizard is 3 quick steps, okay? We wanna keep it as painless as possible. But there are a couple of things that are unique to our CRM that you wouldn't really find elsewhere. So, first things first, we are going to have you set an income goal for yourself. Now, this is not just a pretty placeholder. I know a lot of software systems now offer the ability to set a goal for yourself, something that you can glance over at. But in Teamzy, we are actually going to use your income goal to calculate for you the number of highly productive activities you need to complete every day, every week, every month, and ultimately every year in order to stay on track with that income goal. So, first step in our setup wizard is going to be to set up an income goal for the next 12 months. And we're going to do that together here in a minute. Step 2, we are going to create a powerful why statement, okay? Because many of you have heard of the powerful why statements. It's something that's becoming, these are becoming buzzwords, with personal development, but ultimately your powerful why is an incredible tool that you will utilize to help get through or persevere through challenging moments, the difficult times that will happen in this business, not that might happen, that will happen. So, we built in a really great exercise that sort of helps you create that powerful why statement, even if you've never done it before. Alrighty, step 3, okay, importing your contacts. That's gonna be the meat of setup, and I know that can be the oh no, the challenge, the scary part, but it doesn't have to be, okay? Stick with me, I'm gonna give you some tips for really making that painless, but if at any point you're thinking, I just can't do this on my own, or it's not what Jay said it would look like, not to worry. I want you to reach out to me and I will be there to help you. Alrighty, so those are the 3 steps. We're starting with that income goal. Second step is the powerful why. Third step is gonna be to import those contacts. So let's take a look at what that looks like in real time. Okay, so I'm just glancing over at the chat really quickly. I can see someone's having some trouble with the audio or their connection. I'm not getting a ton of messages, so I'm thinking it's not on my end. You should have a reconnect option on yours if it is a connection issue for you. So just go ahead and click there and you can log back in. Alrighty, so back to it. Setting our income goal. Because Teamzy is more than just a tracking app, it is built as a lead generation system, okay? It's designed to not just be something that can work, might work. Teamzy is designed to systematically work for your business. The way that we do that is by allowing you to tailor it based on your goals. So you're gonna tell us, how much do you wanna make over the next 12 months? Some of you may already be having a killer 2017. Way to go, okay? You're awesome, keep it up. But this gives you the opportunity to sort of, I don't know, say go for a stretch goal, get a little ambitious, okay? If you're thinking I am just knocking my 2017 goals out of the water, maybe take a step back, maybe go for a little more. But in any case, this field, pardon me, this field is gonna be for 12 months. So let's say I wanna make $100,000 in the next 12 months. I'm gonna hit continue. And from there, you're gonna have the initial breakdown. So we've got, it's letting me know, Jay, you wanna make $100,000. You're gonna need to connect 2,899 times. So it started to crunch the numbers for me. So every day I don't have to stop and calculate, okay, if I wanna make this, what do I have to do today? Teamzy has a system that's built to work right alongside you. All right, so let's say you've established your 12-month income goal and it's giving you your initial numbers. You might look at that first, 2,899 and think, that's a lot. But really, if you were to stop and consider how many people you're already connecting with on a daily basis, got that number? Now consider it on a weekly, then monthly, now consider annually. The number would be staggering. You are simply taking an intentional approach to your business, setting your eyes on the prize. So, 2,899 connects. Seems like a lot. Come along with us, let's see the breakdown. Okay, so now Teamzy has gone in and it's actually applied the overall breakdown to my goals. So it let me know, okay, Jay, you wanna make $100,000 for the year? That's 2,899 connections. But really, that breaks down to about 6 connections to my prospects, 4 to my customers, and 3 to my consultants. Now that's way more feasible. That is a bite-sized chunk. That's something I can handle. So Teamzy is gonna break that down for you so that you're focusing on only the people, only the connects that you need to focus on that day. So if at this point you're looking at your goals and you're thinking, well, Jay, I do that before breakfast. You're awesome. You know who you are. That's fantastic, okay? Get in there and get ambitious. You can challenge yourself a little bit here. Teamzy has given you your immediate structure or the path that you need to take to get from A to B. Let's say you wanna hit that path going 100 miles an hour. By all means, do so. So you can get in here and say, you know what, I wanna connect with 10 prospects every day, or 5 of my customers. You can customize it for your dynamic. Alrighty, so let's say I have accepted the connection goal for customer, for my prospects, and for consultants. Teamzy is also setting a daily goal for my invites and my additions. Pardon me. So I'm gonna take those one at a time. Daily invites. Invites are basically just going to be intentional calls to action. Okay? Anytime you invite someone to join you for a challenge group or a 3-way call, or if you send them a solution tool, anything that constitutes them having to take action as a response to your connection or your reach out, okay? So Teamzy is going to set an intentional goal for that because that gets you a little bit closer to your overall income. So those are your invites every day. You've also got daily additions. Because a moment ago, I explained to you that Teamzy is designed to be a lead generation system. So it wants you to focus on generating leads. Absolutely. Teamzy wants you to be conscious of the fact that, did you add anyone new through social media? Did you accept any friend requests? Did you meet anyone new face-to-face and belly-to-belly out in the world? I know it happens. So this is going to be conscious effort. Everything that you are doing in Teamzy is getting you a little bit closer to that income goal. So you can also alter your invite goal and your additions goal. So if you're working with a larger team and you guys have, a goal of every person on the team sending out 10 invites or 15 invites or whatever the case may be, you can actually tailor your goal to be parallel with your teams. Alrighty, so let's say we're accepting the recommended goals. We are ready to hit continue. Now, once we are once we've accepted the broken down goals, we're through to the second step in the setup process, which is finding my why. So you're gonna create your powerful why statement next. Our creator and founder, Eric Johnson, actually shares his process in this video. So if you're struggling for motivation, inspiration, whatever the case may be, you can give that a listen. Alrighty, so our finding your why exercise, super simple. You're basically just gonna answer a question at a time, okay? Why did you become a consultant? What did you hope to accomplish? Why is that important to you? These questions are meant to deepen with every question that you ask, so that by the time you get to the bottom, your why statement will be very clear. And if at any point you get to the bottom and you're thinking, well, I'm not inspired to write this beautiful paragraph, you can just copy and paste your answers from the fields above into the My Why section on this page. So you want to make sure that your why statement appears in this bottom field. Once it does, you can hit continue. All right, and we are on to the third step in the setup process. So this is going to be that import, okay, the meat of setup. I imagine many of you have specific questions. Hang with me, okay? I'm gonna get through a few things, and then when we circle back for questions, I will jump back into any import questions you might have. All right, so pen and paper, we're gonna start with the order in which you should import your contacts into Teamzy. I'm gonna say that again. I'm gonna start by giving you the order in which you should import your contacts into Teamzy. All right, so one thing that you should know before I actually give you the order is that every time you bring in contacts into Teamzy, Teamzy is searching for duplicates. So it's going to look against the list of names that already exist in your database, and it's going to say to you, okay, these 5 people already exist, so they're duplicates, I'm not bringing them in. These people are brand new, I'm going to add them to the database. So know that Teamzy is working right alongside you with every file you add, every individual contact that you add. It's searching for unique email addresses. So if you have people that use 2 different email addresses, you may have to clean up some of that manually. But for the most part, the system should be searching for and cleaning up those duplicates as you move through. Alrighty, so let's talk about the order in which you should import your contacts. We know that you're gonna be bringing in contacts from multiple different locations. Okay, so that's what I mean by the order. You might have a list of contacts in LinkedIn, a list of contacts in Gmail, a list of contacts in your Pulse. So here is the order that you should bring those lists into Teamzy. Up first, we're gonna start with your customers and your consultants from your Pulse back office. So we're gonna start with your Pulse, customers, and consultants. We're gonna bring those into Teamzy first. All right, from there, I want you to bring in any of your custom spreadsheets, okay? Any of those beautiful color-coded spreadsheets with, the 101 columns, every note you've ever sent them, you know which one I mean. Go ahead and bring those in next. You have spent more than enough time compiling that information, and it's great data. Bring that in. So, customers and consultants, then we're going custom spreadsheets. Once we've got our custom spreadsheets in, I want you to focus on your email services. So Gmail, Outlook, 365, Spark. Honestly, most email companies now are compiling an address book every time you send an email. So you have the opportunity to tap that, and you can actually pull a full list of your friends or your contacts or what have you from that email service. Okay, so we're starting with customers and consultants from Pulse. Then we're going over to your custom spreadsheets. Then we're gonna bring in your email services. Number 4, after your email services, I want you to focus specifically on LinkedIn connections. LinkedIn connections. That's if you choose to connect with folks through LinkedIn. The reason that I recommend LinkedIn specifically is because LinkedIn is a social media-ish platform that allows you to collect great information, like a phone number, email address, where the person works, their current title, great pieces of information that allow you to serve that person better, or just tailor your service for them. So consider if you've been connecting with people through LinkedIn, you can definitely bring those into the system. So customers and consultants, custom spreadsheets, email services, and then LinkedIn specifically. Alrighty, so let's say you brought in all of those contacts, you are now free to import your Facebook or any other social media lists, okay? So last, but certainly not least, should be your Facebook or any other social media lists. The reason I recommend Facebook last is because Facebook, unlike LinkedIn, cannot release all of their users' data to you. So they're basically going to give you just a list of first and last names. They're just held to extremely high security scrutiny. They don't release your information, so they're not going to release their users, okay? So bring that information in because it's really great to have a full list, a master list of sorts where you know, okay, who you need to connect with, and there's no one falling through the cracks. There's no one sort of existing in that weird gray area that can sometimes happen with Facebook where, you know, yeah, I've connected with all the low-hanging fruit, the people that like and love everything that I post, but then there's those people that we connected once or twice and then I just disappeared. So Teamzy is going to give you the opportunity to create that master list, and then you can connect with everyone consistently without anyone falling through the cracks. Alrighty, one last time, we're going to go over that order. Customers and consultants from Pulse, custom spreadsheets, email services, LinkedIn, and then any other social media platforms. Alrighty, so now that we've got that out of the way, a few tips, okay, some things that have been coming up that you can be aware of with your Pulse customers and consultants. As you all know, Pulse has gone through some recent tech changes, some growing pains, as we call them. So what's going on is that your downline report is still really awesome. You can go ahead and pull that report. It will include your preferred customers and your consultants, both on one list. So just feel free to log into your Pulse. The instructions are listed for you here in this video, and it'll walk you through it step by step. Pardon me. So you're gonna go ahead and pull that downline report. Something to keep in mind about your downline report. It is going to include your personally sponsored customers and consultants and individuals from members of your downline. So for some of my team leads, I know many of you like to keep an eye on, you know, every single person that's, you know, in your downline, just so that you can follow up if anybody falls off or anything like that. Just maintain that you have the option to either bring in only your personally sponsored, or you can bring in everybody from your downline. So you have that choice with Pulse. Okay, my next tip is going to be about Facebook. So let's say that you followed all of Jay's instructions, you brought in everything else, all of your other contacts, now you're ready to tackle Facebook. All right, if you are thinking to yourself, Jay, I went through the steps for exporting my Facebook data, but they never sent me my email with the link. I never received my file from Facebook. It's been a day, 2 days, 3 days. Okay, if it's been any more than 3 hours, if you have been waiting for your Facebook archive any more than 3 hours, I want you to follow these instructions. You are going to, I'm gonna actually show you in real time. You can just go back over to your Facebook. So if you've done this process, this looks familiar to you. You're gonna be back in your Facebook. In the upper right-hand corner, you have that little caret icon. You're gonna come down to your settings. Once you're at your settings, the very last option on your general account settings will be download a copy of my Facebook data. You're gonna click on download a copy. This will now have a button that says download my archive. It will not say start my archive. What happened here is that Facebook is also going through some growing pains, even the big guys do. So what's going on here is some of us are affected, some are not. So you want to just, if you've been waiting any more than a few hours, you don't have to wait for the email, head back to your settings section, and this time when you click on download my archive, it will automatically launch your file. Okay, so that's my one workaround for Facebook right now. If you're having any challenges, if you've been waiting for the document, head back to your settings area and see if you can access it that way. All right, so we're back to Teamzy. Once you have imported or exported all of your files and you are ready to import those into Teamzy, this video here will walk you through that process. But I'm actually going to show you how easy that is in real time. When you're ready to import a file, you just want to consider, is this a Facebook file? Is this a Pulse file? Is this a CSV file, comma, separated value? So if for whatever reason you get off the call and you're thinking, I don't remember what Jay said. What was that file format? That's okay. We've built in a little filter for you just so, don't agonize over it. If you're thinking, I have no idea how to even check a file format, select the file. Teamzy will tell you yes or no. Okay? So we're going to choose our file when we're ready. And the system is going to give me my green check mark, meaning that this file format is appropriate and I can move forward and bring that into the system. So what I would do here, before I hit continue, I have a few options. I can actually click on advanced import options, and this will release for me the opportunity to tag every single person on an import. So all at once, I can say, you know what, all 100 people on this list need to be tagged as Facebook because they're all Facebook friends. Or I can say solution tool. If I sent this particular batch of folks a solution tool. This is just some food for thought, considering when you're batching your lists, or the way that some of you may already have, that you can bring those into the system and then sort of identify them as such. So that at one glance you can say, oh, okay, this is the group of folks that I sent solution tools the last 2 weeks, the last week. You have the option to create as many or as few tags as you would like. So let's say I want to tag all of these folks as Facebook. I can come down and I can say these are all customers or these are all consultants. We have coded Teamzy to be ready for your Pulse file, so you really don't have to worry about this too much with your customers and consultants. If you want to be sure that, okay, this is being tagged as customer, then you can just open that advanced import and you'll be able to see the option there. Okie doke. So when we are satisfied with the advanced import options, we're going to hit continue and we are on to the next step. Teamzy is letting me know here that it has automatically mapped my file. It put the phone numbers in with the phone numbers, email addresses in with email addresses. Okay, if you have any person who has possibly, if you come to this stage and you're realizing this isn't what Jay said it would look like, maybe you have a screen that looks like this. Teamzy is asking for your help. Okay, it just means that there's a field on that spreadsheet that it doesn't know where to put that information. 90% of you will never see this screen. Maybe 95% of you will never see this screen. If you have any challenges, if you need help getting through that, you can always reach out to me directly. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit continue here, guys. I do see questions and raised hands coming up. Just hang tight with me. As soon as I'm finished with the presentation, I'll open up to your questions. Okay, so once we have selected our contacts, we've tagged them appropriately, we are ready to rank and type every single person that we bring into Teamzy. Now, this is really what sets our system apart. This is how Teamzy knows who to tell you who to connect with every day, okay? It needs to know who has the greatest priority to you. So you're gonna take a hard look at every single person you work with, whether they be a prospect, a customer, or a consultant, and you're gonna say, okay, these are my 5-star prospects, or someone most likely to become a customer or consultant, or an existing customer or consultant that is a rock star. So someone you would wanna connect with every 30 days like clockwork. Every 30 days, anyone that you assign a 5-star ranking to, Teamzy is going to start to automatically remind you to connect with them. It's just gonna serve that list of people up to you. Okay, so that's what you wanna consider is the most important here. 5-star, the ranking corresponds to a default follow-up, okay? So 5 stars, every 30 days you'll see them come up for follow-up. 4 stars, every 60 days. 3 stars, every 90 days. 2 stars, every 120 days. And your 1 stars simply won't come up for automatic follow-up. So Something to keep in mind with your ranking, the 1 stars, that's a great holding tank. For anyone that you'd like to keep in your database, so if you need to search for them and do a quick connection, you can, but they're not necessarily gonna muddy the day-to-day follow-ups that come up. So maybe consultants from your sideline or consultants from too far down your downline that you're thinking, great to have them on file, but I don't want to be reminded to follow up with them periodically because their direct consultant will do so. Okay, so that's what you're going to do for ranking. When you're ready to embark on that, you're going to hit rank in the lower right-hand corner. And Teamzy is going to take you to the easiest page to do that ranking step. So it basically gives you a list of every single person in the database that has, with their active rank displayed. Okay, so you'll notice everyone automatically comes in at 3 stars. This is kind of a safety net that Teamzy puts in place so that no one falls through the cracks. Even if you don't get a chance to get in and do all of your ranking, Teamzy's just gonna start serving folks up to you. Okay, so you would go through and simply change your ranks. Marlo is a 4-star. Rachel, actually, she's a 2-star. Oh, Laura's a 5-star. Some are gonna jump out at you, okay? Some are gonna be easier than others. I know this can be the stage, especially when you are consolidating down lists where you might end up looking at a list of 1,000 names, 1,500, 2,000. My tip here is to take it in batches, okay? Teamzy has helped you out. It applied that 3-star ranking to everyone, so it's kind of that safety net that you have. Now go in and try and cherry pick your 4 and your 5 stars, okay? Everybody that is just going to be, everybody that needs more frequent follow-up than 90 days, okay? So I would basically go in and just try and establish who jumps out at me. Okay, yeah, Shirley is a 4-star. Eric is a 5-star, William is a 5-star. You'll notice the system is doing an automatic save as I make any of these changes, okay? So this is the easiest way to just go down the list and start to rank. You'll also notice that the system has displayed for me a little trash can. So if I realize that Rachel doesn't need to be in my database, I can click on the trash can, it gives me the delete confirmation, and I can remove that person outright from my database. Now, as you're moving through, I recommend that you glance over at what information is coming into the system, okay? So for Marlo, let's take Marlo for example. If I click on his name here, this now becomes his active profile. So I can come down and see, oh, it looks like his email address didn't come in, but he sent me an email today and I have it. Let me add that. So I can do, now you'll notice anytime I add information, if I click somewhere else on the screen, it gives me a success message, meaning I can simply move on to my next task. Automatically saving information is just going to be a little bit simpler when you're going through your setup process. So you've got areas for information in your profiles, contact-based information, email, phone number, and then you've also got social media links. So quick links that will take you directly to their Twitter or directly to their Facebook, things that make connecting that much easier. And then you've got personal details, birthday, spouse's name, children's names. Again, things that just help you serve them better, tailor your service, and just kind of create that personal feel. Okay, if you have information about a customer, a consultant, or what have you that doesn't fit into one of these fields, above the person's name here, you're gonna see that you've got, this is the details tab. If you click on notes, this is actually gonna give you a blank notepad of sorts where you can make a notation about that contact that only you would see. So it would be a note to you from you, okay? So I could basically click in here and I could actually paste the results of a solution tool. Or I can jot down if I've got, like after a consultation, if I've gained any knowledge about their skin type or anything like that. I can pop open this notes section, make a quick note, and then hit save, okay? So we'll just add a test note there and I'll update that. Okay, so that's gonna be how you update your notes section. Your activity feed is going to be an itemized history record. So anytime I send Marlo an email, or if I log a connection that I make with him, I will have an itemized list here of every single connection so that I know where we left off, so that when I connect next time, it's just, it makes things a little easier. Okay, so that's gonna be the relationship profile. Your details section is gonna be the meat of it, where you're basically going to look for contact-based information, anything like that. Now, some other areas in the profile that I want you to keep in mind. The beginning of all of this, when we were importing contacts, I showed you guys that I could apply a tag to, you know, all 20 names that we imported. But let's say that now I want to apply an individual tag because I want to create sort of like a filtered list that I like custom myself. So Marlo is particularly interested in an upcoming event. I could say event Los Angeles, or I could say Lash Boost, if I spelled that right. What in the world? So the point here is that you can create tags to your heart's content. Okay, they can be by product type, they can be for event follow-up, they can be for solution tool follow-ups. But consider every time you add a tag, you are creating a refined list. So if I now wanted to see only the folks that I tagged as event LA, I could click here on the middle left-hand side. I have tags, and then I've got every tag that I have custom created. So if I click on event LA, it's now going to list for me only the contacts that I've tagged as event LA. So that's going to be how you use your tags. Like I said, as many or as few per contact as you'd like. Individuals can be in more than one tagged group. It's completely up to you. So that's how you're going to use your tags. Below the tagline in your profile, you're going to have a follow-up line. So this is going to give you the opportunity. I know many of you are going to be coming into the system and you've already got pending follow-up set for people. So what I did in the beginning is I kept my spreadsheet open because I had that, that column that said next follow-up or what have you. And as I was updating my records, I would come over to their follow-up line. I would click this drop down and I'd say, you know what, I have a pending follow-up with Marlo on Saturday. So I would come in here and I would set it for Saturday. I don't have to save anything. I don't have to click another screen or pull open another app. That pending follow-up has now been set and an automatic reminder will pop up when it's time. So that's going to be how you set follow-ups as you're getting set up. I know that's something that does come up as you're getting into the swing of things. So we talked about deleting, we talked about re-ranking folks, tagging, and altering those profiles. That's going to be the meat of your setup process, okay? Actually, the one last area that I'd have you take a look at is whether they came in typed correctly. Are they a customer or should they be a consultant? Should they be listed as a prospect? So for Marlo, right now he's listed as a prospect, but let's say he was a customer. I could just click on customer. That does an automatic save also, and I can just move on to the next task. So you can always change your types as well if you need to kind of move some people around. Above the list of names, you have the option to view everyone's rank by clicking on rank mode. That's what's letting us see everyone's rank right now. But if I were to click on type mode, pardon me, this would give me a quick view of where everyone currently stands type-wise. Oh, okay, you know what, actually Melanie should be a customer, Christy is a consultant, you're a customer, and it can be that easy. Again, go ahead and grab the people that jump out at you. Cherry pick the folks that are very, on your immediate team, or if you're looking at, your lists, going through your Facebook list, sometimes it's easy just to pull open their profile and find out, are they a consultant from my team or anything like that. But know that you have the option to do a quick type just by clicking on the option above the list of names. Okay, so those are going to be the major features you want to focus on when you're getting things set up in Teamzy. Have I done the major elements of the setup wizard? Setting my goal, importing, bringing in my why, and importing my contacts. Have I then ranked and typed everyone appropriately? Once you've done these steps, you're ready to start leaning into Teamzy for its power hour capabilities. So let's head over to your dashboard. On the left-hand side of your screen, you're going to have a dashboard link. This is basically what's going to greet you every time you log into your Teamzy. This is kind of what you get in the habit of seeing. So on this screen, just to kind of, as you get familiar with reading certain areas, how do I know what my goals are for the day? How do I know what I've done? So this is how this works. When you log in, you've got your daily activities or your today's activities. So what you'll see listed for you are the number of activities you need to complete for each type. So I know at one glance that I have 6 prospects to connect with. That might be a little hard to see for you guys because it's in light gray. But what you want to think is, okay, I see the word prospect. Right underneath it is going to give me what I have left for my goal. So I know I have 6 prospects I need to connect with. I have 4 customers and I have 3 consultants. Okay. I also have a goal for daily invites or those calls to action, remember? And then I've also got a daily goal for additions or introducing new people to the products and services that we offer. It's just, that's the name of the game. So those are my goals for the day. What I would do is I would basically just scroll down the exact same page I'm on. You're not going to navigate away anywhere else. You don't have to open any other pages. you have your action plan built right on the dashboard. So I know I have 6 prospects to connect with. I'm going to scroll down to what's known as my Who's Up Next section, okay? This is going to be the area that arranges for me who I need to connect with every day and when. So I know at one glance that Teamzy is letting me know, okay, this is your next 5-star, or the person with the highest priority to you that you have not connected with in 30 days. So that's why Laura is coming up for follow-up. But let's say, you know what, Laura and her family went on vacation. I want to follow up with her in a week. I have the option to skip a week right here on the dashboard. I don't have to click anywhere else. You're just going to select the skip week that you see there to the right, okay? Now, it brings up the next name. So you'll notice this is an interactive dashboard. Every time you click somewhere, log a connection, is updating the system, refining your list, and putting the people that you need to focus on in front of you. So I know the next person I need to connect with based on priority is Eric Johnson. Eric is coming up because I haven't connected with him in 30 days. If you're ever unsure or wondering what are the breakdowns, or what is it, 5 stars 30, 4 stars what? To the right of the words who's up next here, you've got a little tiny question mark. If you click on this question mark, it's going to give you that breakdown. So you've always got that readily available if you need to pull it up, okay? Alrighty, so Eric Johnson is coming up for follow-up. What Teamzy has done is it has brought all of the major pieces of information that I need to connect with this person right to the dashboard. So I know that the contact's name is Eric Johnson by looking in this general area. This box is meant to be a little note section for you. You would just synopsize the nature of the connection for yourself, or you can copy and paste. It's your preference. Pardon me, it's completely your choice. So Eric comes up for follow-up. But you might be looking at a ton of names and you're thinking, I don't know how do I know this person again? Right from the dashboard, without you clicking anywhere else or checking your spreadsheet, you can click right on the activity tab and it'll let you know, have I connected at all with Eric in the past? Have I logged any activity for this person? And then I'll have the option to click on the details tab. That lets me see, oh great, I've got an email address for him, I've got his social media links, a phone number, and oh, that's right, we're Facebook friends. This is how those tags are really going to pay out for you in the beginning, when you can at one glance know, oh, that's right, we're Facebook friends, or oh, that's right, this person is getting ready to try Lash Boost, or really loves one of the regimens, or whatever the case may be. Creating tags are little identifiers or little notes to you, from you, that allow you to just sort of connect with that person a little quicker. So I know that Eric and I are Facebook friends. I love to send Facebook messages. It's a great way to connect with people. I don't feel like I'm bothering. I kind of find them where they are. So I'm going to send Eric a Facebook message. But you know what? I don't even know what I would say to him at this point. You have the choice to sit there and agonize over what you're going to say to every single prospect. It's completely your choice. But honestly, your process, your system needs to be reproducible. You need to want to do this again tomorrow. So if at every single lukewarm prospect you're having to stop and roll up your sleeves and really get down to a personalized, epic message, it might be eating up your valuable time. So lean into a feature like scripts and dialogues. We have them built right into your system. So I can click on scripts here in the upper right-hand corner of Eric's conversation section. So I'll click on script. Now Teamzy is going to allow me to select what type of script. How do you want to connect with that person? By Facebook? Do you want to send them an email? And it's going to then list for you all of the scripts that fit that category. So I want to send a Facebook message. I'm going to click on Facebook. It's going to arrange for me our pre-created scripts. These are meant to be one-liners, really great conversation starters, okay? It's meant to plant the seed. You know, it's not always the first time that you get a response from people, so this allows you to build a real rapport with them by just stopping by, showing them that you can love on them and that you're here to guide them through this journey. So, hi Eric, just stopping by to say hello, how are you? I hope your day is awesome. Let's say this was my 3rd connection. I could, I don't know, click on connect number 3. It would then list for me that type of connection. Hi, Eric. I saw you come across my Facebook feed and thought I'd say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome. These are really great for those of you that might be struggling with the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth follow-up, the sixth, the seventh, the eighth, because I'm not sure if anyone told you recently, but most sales close between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. Most sales close between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. But so many of us are afraid because we feel like we're nagging or bothering at that point. It's like, there's no way. If they haven't responded to me by the 5th connection, I'm not gonna send them another message. But if it's really a one-liner, if it's you just stopping by to let them know, hey, I am here to support you. I promised I would do that and I'm going to, no matter what that means, okay? So you're just gonna show up and you're gonna connect. You're going to drop them a little message and show them that you're thinking of them. I promise you, no one has ever had a negative response to just someone just stopping by and saying hello, especially by Facebook. So you've got different connections. If you're struggling with those numbered follow-ups, we have follow-up number 1 all the way up to magical follow-up number 10. So lean into the system if you need it. Let's say it's connect number 2. I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick copy, which I have access to at the bottom of my screen. It's going to automatically highlight that passage and copy it. I get in the habit of doing a copy and paste here just because everything's nice and big. My eyesight's terrible, so when I put it in my Facebook Messenger, it's like teeny tiny. This lets me update the person's name, personalize a little bit, change the, add a little bit if I need to, or I could just do exactly what I grabbed as a script. I do another copy. Facebook messages, Instagram, Twitter, text messages, all need to be sent through the third-party service, okay? So that means you need to open up Facebook, you need to find the, you need to find the person, and then you can go ahead and send them a message or post to their wall or whatever the case may be. So you're gonna copy in, you're gonna copy in Teamzy and you're gonna paste in Facebook. I like to send through chat, so I would basically just open up the chat, drop the message, come back over to my Teamzy. I would then indicate to Teamzy how I sent that message. Is this a Facebook message? Is it a text, an email? So I'll say it was a Facebook message. I'm not calling him to action on anything. I'm just basically checking in, trying to build on that rapport. So I don't need to mark it as an invite. I'm not calling him to action on anything. And you know what? I'm good with the default follow-up, meaning that he's gonna come up in 30 days because he's a 5-star. So I'll log the connect. This automatically sends a message to my dashboard that I have connected with one of my prospects for the day. It's removed Eric from my list so that I'm only focusing on the people that I need to focus on. Let's say I've got 5 left, I would just keep moving. This is what's gonna really help you to not have to be stopping to scrub lists, to figure out where you left off last with people. Everything is in one area so that you can just start connecting and building momentum. So I would just keep moving down the list. My next prospect is William. So let's say that William and I chat about upcoming event. Okay, I can go ahead and, again, synopsize this for myself. I can copy and paste if I had sent him a message. But let's say we're chatting by phone. I would indicate it's a phone message. But this is an actual invite. I'm inviting him to join me for my upcoming event. So I'm gonna go ahead and check mark that it's an invite. Teamzy now lets you get specific with the type of invite that you send. So you can click here, and you're gonna come down to your, so you're gonna click your drop down and you're gonna come down to the type of invite that you're sending. Is it an invite for an event? Is it an invite for a solution tool or what have you? So I will select event. And now I can go ahead and hit log connect. But you know what? Will has to run right now. I really wanna follow up with him tomorrow with all of the events for the detail, all of the details for the event, and let him know how excited I am he's gonna be there. But if I hit log connect, he's not coming up for 30 days because he's a 5-star. Don't reach for your Post-it notes, don't grab your calendar, set your follow-up right in Teamzy. Right here in this section, I can click the little follow-up drop-down and I can tell Teamzy, no, I need to check in with William tomorrow. Once I log that connect, it communicates to my dashboard that I've connected with yet another prospect. I've logged one of my invites for the day and it removed William from my dashboard. But wait, Jay, how do I check my follow-ups? How do I know that I need to follow up with William tomorrow without, having it written down somewhere? In addition to Teamzy creating for you your action list for your prospects, customers, and consultants, It is also arranging for you a list of daily follow-ups. As you get familiar with the system, the Teamzy is going to have a little notification bubble. So tomorrow when I log in, I'll have a little 1 here to let me know that I have a pending follow-up for that day. Okay, so all lists on your dashboard are going to appear in 5s. So I will have 5 prospects, I will have 5 customers, I will have 5 consultants. This list will refresh and bring in another name as I complete activities, okay? If at any point you realize, you know what, I wanna see all of my customers or I wanna see all of my consultants, that's gonna be your team page on the left-hand side. And then you can always filter your view. You can say, oh, you know what, I wanna click on, I wanna see just my customers or I wanna see only my consultants. That allows you to filter your view but see everybody in the database, okay? So let's head back over to that dashboard really quickly. The one last thing that I want to mention to you about your dashboard and kind of as you're moving through and connecting with people in your power hours is that you may come across someone that you want to send an email to. So in Teamzy, if you are a Gmail subscriber, you can currently link or synchronize your Gmail to your Teamzy. What's going to happen now is that you'll have the opportunity to simply, oh, okay, actually, you know what? I want to send Raina my event email or my event invite email. So I can actually select type, and now I can go to send email with the word new by it. Teamzy is going to ask me, okay, can you go ahead and log into that Gmail account so that I can link this properly? And then once I've done that link, moving forward, I'll have the option to just compose my email and send it off to that individual person. Or you can actually preload template emails. So if you've got a killer invite email or a killer product email or anything like that, you can load that in the system and then reuse it as you move forward. So that's going to be another one of those really great features that helps you just connect with more people as you focus on your power hours. Alrighty, we talked about setting follow-ups from the dashboard. You watched me set one for William because, you know what, I didn't want to connect with him in 30 days. I wanted to connect with him tomorrow. But let's say that I had a client reach out to me by email and say they'd be available tomorrow afternoon or Sunday afternoon. I can actually search for, let's use Marlo as an example. Let's say Marlo reaches out and says he wants to, he's available to meet for a consultation on Sunday. I can search for a person's name using the search field at the top of the page, or I can click on their name. Either is going to bring me to their full profile. From here, I can come down to the follow-up line and actually alter the follow-up to Sunday instead of Saturday or instead of the default or whatever the case may be without actually logging a connect. I just get to tell Teamzy, oh, you know what? I need to follow up with this person on this date. Okay, so those are going to be how you set your follow-ups in the system. I showed you that you can always view 5 of your follow-ups from the dashboard, but as you get started, if you're realizing, well, Jay, I know I have 10 for today, or I know I've got more than 5, from your team page, so again, the team page on the left, in this list of tabs, middle left, you're going to have follow-ups and then upcoming. If you click on upcoming, it's going to list for you any custom follow-ups that you would have set. So you're going to have them listed for you with the actual visible date. It's going to be arranged by color priority so that you know what's due today, past due, due tomorrow, and so on. And that's going to be how you really maximize on your follow-ups in Teamzy. So we talked setup, we talked a little power hour, and some follow-up. This is the perfect time to get into those questions that you guys may have. Stick with me because I am going to share with you a few more of my favorite features after we talk through the questions, okay? For those of you that do need to jump off the call now, thank you for your time. I truly appreciate it. I hope it was helpful. I'm going to put up my contact information for you quickly. Anyone else, feel free to jump in the Q&A if you do have specific questions that you would like for me to address. Well, I promise I have my contact information here somewhere for you. Okay, so you should be looking at my contact information now. Feel free to grab a screenshot of that or you can jot that down. I'll pull that down in a second so that I can answer some questions. Let's take a quick look. I see you guys jumping in the chat and in the Q&A, so I'll kind of bounce back and forth, okay? Let's see here. Colleen, whoop whoop, I am using the eye cream and I am absolutely loving it. OMG, it's amazing. Let's see here. Okay, so Colleen wants to know, is it possible to add a feature where you can set auto ship follow-up reminders? This is something that the team is currently considering. That is an awesome suggestion. It's something that we're getting a lot of right now, but it does not currently exist. I'm gonna pull down my contact information. I'll put that back up, okay? So we're gonna stop this for a quick second. Get back into Teamzy here. Okay, so for now, auto ship dates, here is my recommendation. I recommend that you utilize a tag. Okay, so what you can do is you can create tags for an actual date. So if I've got people that are set for auto ship on, I don't know, August 1st, I can literally click in the tag section and I can say 8/1. That now becomes a tag that I can apply to other people. And then I can pull up a list based on 8/1, and I'll know that this is a list of people that are set for auto ship, or whatever the case may be. I know right now that's not ideal, but we are working on an elegant solution to that, so stay tuned. Okay, let's see here. So I'm seeing, so is there a feature to prevent logging out? My app always restarts. Okay, so I'm thinking that's gonna be on your mobile device, okay? So we will talk about this again in a second, just about if you're not aware that you can access it from your mobile. But if you're having trouble on your mobile device, if it's not saving your login credentials, I recommend that you reach out directly to me, okay? Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk you through removing the shortcut that you have on your phone, and then we're gonna reinstall it. Sometimes when we release builds or adjustments or changes to the system, it can have an effect on a shortcut that you have saved on your mobile device. So if you're having a challenge like that, please reach out to me directly. I promise it'll be super painless. I'll have you off the phone in a couple minutes. I'll just walk you right through that. Okay, let's see here. So I've got a question. What if you have been using Teamzy since January, uploaded your Facebook list, but now want to upload your email contacts? Is that a problem to try to add those contacts now? It is not. So you can absolutely add additional lists as you move forward. Your database is going to evolve and grow with you, okay? That's the point of this system. So anytime, if you've got a new list, let's say from your email, you can pull that list and you can upload that to Teamzy. Teamzy is going to search for the immediate duplicates, remember? And it's going to bring in only the new people who maybe didn't already exist in the system. So you can definitely bring in additional files. Teamzy is going to search for the duplicates. Let's see here. Okay, so I see some folks that jumped in a little later. We did record the session, and stay tuned for that replay link. So Julie wants to know, and this is just a great way, that question sometimes can get a little confusing for people, but it's always good for me to just sort of reiterate. So with Facebook specifically, I know some of you are social media like gods and goddesses. So you're adding tons of people, you know, like day to day. So in that case, know that you can manually update your Teamzy at any time. If you come across someone new in your, in your life and you want to add them, from your Teamzy on any screen, in the upper right-hand corner, you've got an add contact. This allows you to add information really quickly. But if you are one of those social media gods or goddesses, and you're thinking, where is my, well, I've added a few more people to Facebook, 20, 15, whatever. Pull your Facebook list again. Import that into Teamzy. Teamzy is going to filter out the old people and bring in only the new folks. Okay, let's see here. So Adrienne wants to know, is there a way to pull a contact list from Outlook? Absolutely. So Outlook does have instructions for exporting. Do me a favor and shoot me an email right after the call, and I will respond with all of those step-by-step instructions for you. It's super simple from Outlook. Okie doke. Stacy wants to know, can Teamzy add a few script options for inviting to an RF event? That is an awesome suggestion, one that I am happy to pass along to my development team. We are always working on adding new features, adding new things based on our users. So thank you very much for sharing, and I'll definitely let them know. That's something that is a need as far as inviting specifically to RNF events. Stay tuned. Okay, so Julie wants to know, what is the Teamzy app called? Okay, so this is the perfect place for me to talk mobile app. So we're all living crazy busy lives, right? We'd like to do everything from these beautiful little devices. You can. So for Teamzy, you're not going to the App Store yet, okay? We have not created a native app just yet. We're working on it. What you want to do is you want to access our mobile site. Pardon me. So if you're an Android user or an iPhone user, you're just going to open up your browser of choice, okay? And then type in what you see on my screen now, app.teamzy.com. So the word app.teamzy.com. app.teamzy.com. Now, once that comes up, go ahead and log in and then click to remember your login credentials. It's going to be right below where you do your username and password so that you don't have to log in every time. Go ahead and save that and then go ahead and hit login. Once you've logged in successfully, what I recommend is I actually saved it as a shortcut to my home screen. So I'm going to stop my share really quickly so you guys can see. So this is actually my Teamzy app here. So if I tap on this now, this will actually list for me my dashboard, so I'll be able to see how many people I've connected with today. If I scroll down, I'll see the people I need to connect with. And then because my account is linked to my Gmail, I can actually send emails on the go. I can do different things. It's honestly, I don't know about you guys, but for me, a power hour doesn't always manifest itself in a solid hour. Sometimes it's, 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there. So take the time when you can and utilize it on your mobile app. Okay, so not an app in the App Store. We are working on that for the future, but for now, you're just gonna save it to your home screen. Alrighty, let me get back into it, and we're gonna switch over to the question and answer. Okay, so I know some of this might have already been answered, but in any case, I'm gonna go through them again. Okay, so Tiffany has a question about duplicates. So like I mentioned, Teamzy is going to be searching for unique email addresses, okay? So it's looking to see if that person already exists with that first, last name, and email. But let's say someone uses one email to sign up with you as a customer, and then another to sign up for their Facebook or their LinkedIn. You may end up with a few that kind of slip through. What I would do, so I'm just gonna add a duplicate here. There we go, okay. So let's say I add that contact. Because Eric already exists, if I go to my all category, this gives me the opportunity to view every single person, whether they were imported or manually added. Now, the next thing that I can do is I can arrange this list alphabetically. So what that will do is usually merge or bring your duplicate records close together on the list. So let's say if I come down my list, I will see that, oh, okay, so it looks like I already had a record for Eric Johnson. I'll notice here at one glance that this one is a 5-star. And it looks like I connected with him on the 20th. This record is a 3-star. I don't have any information. Doesn't look like I've connected with them before. You know what? I'm just going to delete that person. So the point here is that until we get our more robust deduper, which we are hoping to have soon, you're going to need to manually clean up any of those that kind of slip through. But definitely check out that alphabetical order so that you can kind of clean them up really quickly. It arranges everybody on a list, brings the ones closer together so you can just kind of clean up and move on. Okie doke. Let's see here. So Geraldine wants to know, will we be updating so that you can eventually send messages and emails straight through Teamzy? So if you're a Gmail subscriber, absolutely send your emails straight through Teamzy. We're hoping to eventually have more email services integrated, but that's a larger conversation right now. As far as being able to send messages directly through things like Facebook, like Insta, Twitter, those are things that all of the CRM companies are just kind of, we're all chomping at the bit for. So we've got our ears to the ground. As soon as that becomes available, we will definitely, we'll figure out how to make it happen for you. Alrighty, let's see here. Looks like Jolie, I have completed my Y, but Teamzy keeps telling me that I need to set up a Y. Okay, so what's going on in that scenario is that you may need to just click the little wheel in the upper right-hand corner, go down to your your setup wizard, scroll down, hit start. You don't have to change any of the income information or any of the goals, so you can just keep hitting continue until you come to the page that has your why statement. What's going on is you more than likely answered all the questions, but you didn't copy and paste the results of those questions into that little paragraph at the bottom. So Teamzy is not going to automatically do it for you yet. You're going to need to just either get in there and copy and paste each of the answers one after the other, and then that becomes your powerful why. Alrighty, let's see here. I've got a question about scripts. Can I use them even if I have not talked to them about the business or products yet? Yes, please do, okay? Those scripts are meant to help you build on the trust that is necessary for you to get people to really buy into this, okay? The fact of the matter is, if you lead with the products and the business opportunity, no matter how amazing that we all know they are, people get scared. People feel like you see them as a dollar sign. But that's not the case, right? It's about relationships. It's about how you can serve and help them. So utilize those scripts to help you build consistent trust, that you're somebody that just shows up with no alternate motives, right? Like for me, it's not about you buying a product today. It's about how I can help you reach your ultimate skincare goals, right? It's a completely different life here in Rodan. But some people need to be taught that or sort of given perspective. So yes, utilize those scripts, check them out, see what's available in there and how you can use them or customize them even to kind of serve your pool, your database best. Alrighty, let's see here. So I've got a question. When I'm talking to someone back and forth, do I log every contact? You know, their response to questions that I have, things like that. So I'm going to skip this wizard and get back into the system. So let's say that I am connecting with Becky. All right, we chat about upcoming three-way call. Okay, so that's a phone call. It was an invite, and I logged the connect. Oops. Yes, and I logged the connect. Okay, but let's say later on in the day, Rena reaches out and she has a question about inviting somebody else, or she wants information about it, or she has questions. What I can do is I can always pull up that person's profile by using the search field at the top, or I can click on the name and it redirects me to the profile. In any case, I can come down to this section and I have the option to add another connect. You should keep in mind every connect, every time you click the blue connect option, it's going to count toward your goals for the day. So sometimes the back and forth you don't want to count, you know, every single one. So your notes section is really great for any of those responses. Just like back in the day when people used to take down notes on a notepad, you're gonna derive the important information, right? You may have a 20-minute conversation back and forth, exchanging by text message, by phone, whatever, but there's gonna be important information there. And you can utilize the notes section to just jot that down. Wants to invite mom to upcoming three-way call. Is interested in trying lash boost, so all before and afters. Whatever the case is, your notes section is a really great way to make a notation for yourself about the last time that you connected. It does not necessarily have to be word for word. It can just be important information that you know the next time that you check in. So use that notes section for now. That is also something that we're talking through elegant options right now, trying to figure out what won't be too clunky in the system for monitoring your responses and things like that. So stay tuned. So when I click on customers on the main dashboard, it is always empty, even though I have people with them under the member type of customer. Okay, so if you're thinking, well, I've got customers listed here. I've got, you know, five, but when I go to my dashboard, this area is always empty. What's happening here is that either you've connected with everyone that is a customer who's above 2 stars within their default window, or they're too low on the ranking and they haven't come up yet. Come up yet. So you can go to your team page and you can click on customers. And then just take a quick look here and see if everybody has a last activity date. And if that last activity date is within the last 30, 60, 90, 120 days. If that doesn't make sense, or if you need a little more clarity there, feel free to jump in and ask an additional question. Okay, how do you track business revenue? Do we have to enter our sales every month? So yes, you're gonna be tracking your income as you earn it, okay? So we started all of this by setting an income goal. To track your income, you're gonna head over to your business tab on the left-hand side. This gives you access to your business statistics, okay? So you have at one glance, okay, how much have I made, 12,000 versus what my actual goal is for the year. So I know my goal is $100,000 for 12 months. I've made 12,000 toward that goal. If I were to come over to my customer little wheel, it lets me know how many customers I have total in the system right now, how many total personally sponsored consultants I have. And then if I come down far enough, I have a growth report. This is going to break down how much have I grown either group, my customers versus my consultants, month to month. If I come down further, it's going to give me access to my activities report, broken down month by month. And then my ratios connects to sales, sales to consultant, all time connects. Coming down further, I've got an itemized activity report. This will let me actually filter my view. So if I want to see only the invites that I sent, I can apply that and it will go ahead and arrange for me only the invites I've sent. You can export that list for my paper and pen guys and gals that are sort of weaning themselves off of it. Not to worry, I was like this. I'm that person that will add, something to my to-do list just to see it checked off. Love it. So know that you have the option. You can pop in there and sort of pull a list if you need to. Now, for tracking the income, at one glance, you can see that that so far you would have tracked 12,000 inside of the circle. Now that's going to give you your total so far. If you want to add income, you can hit the little plus symbol to the right of the word income, or you can hit add income in the upper right-hand corner. Either of which are going to give you access to an itemized income report, one that you can enter by date range. So yes, you could enter your income monthly, or you could do it quarterly, or you could do it you can do it biannually, or whatever the case is. You have the option. You can come in here, track your income by date range, and then it'll sort of create an itemized report that you can pull if you need to. All right, so that's how you're going to track your income. Tracking your sales, however, are a little bit different. So as you sell product, let's say I sold Eric Johnson something. I can search for Eric using the field at the top of the page. Now in his profile, I'll notice that I've got the blue connect option, and then I've also got the sale button in white. So if I click on sale here, it's going to let me track the nature of my sales. So these are very, very basic right now. That's something else that you should see refine very, very soon. Either a customized option, or you're going to see a few more static choices drop in. For now, you can choose select type. Did I sell them an enrollment kit? Did I sell them a regimen of some kind, or was it any other type of sale? So if it was a regimen, I'd indicate that and hit save. Every time you log a connect, every time you log a sale, it's creating that itemized record so that at any point I can see, okay, I sold Eric something on the 20th. I also reached out to him on Facebook 2 days before, or what have you. All of that information is being compiled in their activity feed. Okay, so that's going to be how we track income and sales. Let's take a quick look here. Thanks for hanging with me, guys. So Kim wants to know, can she add contacts from Instagram? You can absolutely add Instagram contacts. However, Instagram does not make it easy. Facebook currently allows you to pull that nice list. Instagram does not, okay? So if you have an idle teenager in your life or anyone that you're thinking is looking for a task of, they can just create a quick list for you of username. They can use the username as the first name or something along those lines, just so that you can create a target list of people that you connect with through Instagram. That would have to manually be created, and then you can import that into Teamzy. Or you can manually add one at a time. It's completely your choice. We are, again, I'm constantly looking into ways that that's possible. There are third-party companies. If you pop in Google and you just type in social media data, if you type that in, you're gonna see a whole bunch of companies come up. Companies that have now started to surface that will actually create really great lists of all of your social media data. Every message you've ever sent, every wall post and photo you've ever liked, every person, everybody on your like pages, they'll do all of that for you at a price. Those companies are not sanctioned or endorsed by Teamzy in any way, okay? So that's something that you can always pop into Google and kind of take a look around. I know those companies are starting to surface more and more. Alrighty, so Lisa wanted to know, can you pull a report on your activities? Yes, go ahead and check out that business tab and then activity feed, activity history at the bottom. Alrighty. So Karen, it sounds like you got started with our trial a few months ago, weren't able to really maximize on it. Reach out to me directly and I'll get you all reset and set up, okay? So you can jump in. We want you to absolutely love the system before you start to make that investment in your business. So do orders have to be entered manually into Teamzy, or do they automatically sync from Pulse? As of right now, those have to be manually entered. We do not have a direct connection to your Pulse back office. So it looks like, Adrian, you're having that same sort of thought that maybe you could really maximize on a free 30-day trial if you got started all over again. Drop in that email that you send me, okay, requesting the instructions for Outlook or LinkedIn. Go ahead and include that you'd appreciate if I reset your trial, and I'd be glad to take a look at getting that taken care of for you. Okay, let's see here. I believe that's everything that's in oh, it's my pleasure. I think that's everything that's in the Q&A. Feel free to jump in there again if I have missed anything. I'm going to check the chat really quickly. Guys, jump in that chat section. This is why I love the Rodan and Fields community. Like, I'm in here trying to give you guys as much information as possible. So of course you get in there and you're like, oh, and then this, and then you guys check out this tip, and then this tip, because you're awesome. Lean into this community, okay? There's nothing better than that. You are going to be more successful with a system like this because others have done it. Others have sort of paved the way, okay? So feel free to lean into your community. And if you have any questions outside of that, feel free to reach out to me directly. I'm going to put up my contact information. Again, I'm going to keep an eye on the chat and on the Q&A. If anything else comes up, please feel free to reach out to me. Oh, I missed a question from Colleen. Any chances of getting a task list or a to-do list or something? Stay tuned. That is a suggestion that we're getting a lot of also, so we're working on it. That's something to keep in mind, guys. We're always making changes, updating the system, kind of trying to just refine it based on what's going to work well for you all. So if you have feedback, if you have suggestions, anything that comes up and that you'd like to get over to us, we built a little feedback button in the upper right-hand corner of your Teamzy. You can click there and send it right on over. We're a really small, close-knit team, so you're often speaking to me or my colleague, Barry. So if we can help, please feel free to reach out. And Linda, you do have the mobile site correct. It is app.teamzy.com. Word app.teamzy.com. So what you can see in my URL bar right now. Okay, so what you can see in that URL bar right now, app.teamzy.com. I hear you, Stacy. Okay, the calendar request. I'm getting that more and more often. Calendars can get muddy, and we want things to be as clean and efficient and effective for you as possible. So as soon as we have the right solution for that too, you will see it come down the pipeline. Thanks so much for being here, guys. It's been a real pleasure. Like I said, jump in the question and answer or in the chat and let me know if there's anything I can help with. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate your time. Thank you. Anytime, guys. We're always happy to help. Thanks for being here, Colleen. Have a great night. Oh, it was an absolute pleasure, Karen. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Absolutely. So, Kalina, stay tuned. You should get the recording like first thing in the morning-ish. You know, we're West Coast time. Give us a minute. Alrighty, guys, I'm gonna put up my contact information as you go. I'll stick around if you stick around. Thank you for being here, Victoria. Have a wonderful evening.